violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
More about one of the victims in the mass shooting over the weekend that wounded 4 people and killed 2 others in the 9th Ward.
Mass shooting over the week. I mean, you can't make this up. Coming straight from the community. New Orleans, what are we doing?
Meanwhile, the NOPD investigates a separate murder that unfolded in the Central Business District just before 9 this morning. Natasha Robin has the details.
Crime tape still litters the scene from a mass shooting that unfolded early Monday morning in the 2000 block of St. Marie Street in the 9th Ward.
It's with extreme sadness that we're at this location, mourning the loss of 2 families.
6 young people shot. 2 of them lost their lives. One of the victims identified by family members as 19-year-old Courtney Hughes.
So we got a sister who was deleted. 6 people shot total. They shooting up the party. These super gremlins are on demon time.
A graduate of Carr High School. Her family tells Fox 8 she attended Southern University in Baton Rouge and was home visiting for the holidays. They say she spent Christmas Eve with her family and then attended a Christmas brunch the next morning before heading here to attend a party where she was shot and killed.
It's sad.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, do not attend no parties where, unfortunately, this is what it's come down to. But guys, you can't be attending these parties where you have a multitude of super gremlins in one vicinity, because they just don't know how to act. When we all get together, we just don't know how to act. When alcohol, when the liquor, when the pills, they got pills going around now. I mean, they just don't know how to act, and they're trying to prove their manhood through a firearm. So you don't want to be caught at any of these parties. HBCU parties, wouldn't be caught at any of them. Unfortunately, maybe if it was on campus, but off-campus parties, absolutely not, okay? You don't want to do it. On campus, I could see, but I don't think this was necessarily a college party. I think it was like, maybe, like when you just graduate high school, and you come back for the summer and there's still moves, there's still functions, everybody's still pretty close and tight-knit, and then gradually the moves start to die down once you get further removed from high school. That's kind of what I think this was, you know what I'm saying? Like, not a high school reunion party, right? Because it hadn't been long enough, but, the friends coming back and people from the high school gathering, throwing a function. Maybe they promote it on Facebook, and this is the result.
And it has to stop.
It's the 10th mass shooting of 4 or more people in New Orleans this year.
By any measure, they're all bad, but this is the worst. And we seem to wait till the end of the year to get our worst one in.
Yep, and this is this actually happened right before 2023 kicked in, and people are still kicking the bucket.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $5,000 reward for anyone who knows anything that can lead to the shooter or shooters in this case.
Now, these young people were doing what we all did as young people, enjoying a party, maybe a holiday party, when someone came in, decided they were going to take others' lives.
Hughes is described as a good person with a loving family who did not deserve what happened to her. Police continue to investigate a motive for the shooting, and they're still unclear of how many people were firing weapons.
In many of the instances, the people that are perpetrating these shootings, they aren't really trained in how to use a firearm. They don't care about collateral damage.
The city's already high homicide rate went up again Tuesday morning when police say someone shot and killed a man in the 300 block of Julia Street.
Another negative milestone for the city with 275 homicides, and we still have a few days left in this year.
Woo! 275 homicides. Still time left on the year. At least there was. Man. #1 murder capital per capita in the U.S., New Orleans. They're going crazy right now.
Raphael Gonecci of the Metropolitan Crime Commission says with the city's latest homicide, New Orleans has the highest murder count since 1996.
But keep in mind that in 1996, that was pre-Katrina, there were 100,000 more people in the city of New Orleans.
He says on a per capita basis, it's clear New Orleans will certainly have one of the highest homicide rates in the country.
Wow. Literally what I just said.
Councilman Oliver Thomas says it's time to be more proactive, something he says the NOPD agrees must happen.
If they're extremely aggressive, then we need to be aggressive in stopping them, period.
The NOPD says they can't do it alone, and they encourage the public to call Crime Stoppers about the mass shooting and other crimes around the city. In New Orleans, Natasha Robin, Fox 8, Local First.
I can't do it. I can't see myself once. I can't see my baby.
The mother of 19-year-old Kyron Peters, who was gunned down yesterday in a shooting in the lower 9th Ward, is opening up tonight about her loss.
And only on 6, WDSU's reporter Courtney Williams spoke with the mother, who says she is heartbroken that their last goodbye was his final one. Courtney.
The mother says her son wasn't even supposed to be at the party because he didn't have a ride. She says at the last minute.
Dang, my man didn't have a ride. Tragic, bro. Ended up finding a ride to his demise. The final ride. Guys, what can you say? Avoid these parties like the plague. Look, man, I'm not going to a frat party unless it's snowing. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm just keep it a buck, man. Because these fools do not know how to act. It's not worth your life at all.
He decided to take a lift to the party, and she says had it not been for that, he would still be alive.
They just don't know what they did. I'm trying to be strong for my children.
That's where I gotta stop my dukes. They know exactly what they did. They intended to do it. Y'all give these super gremlins the benefit of the doubt way too much. They don't care about you. They're smoking on dead op packs. You have to stop, lending empathy to these people. They don't care.
But it's hard.
Staying strong after losing a child is a thought that keeps Ursula Peters and her family up at night.
It's awful. I barely could eat.
Peters is the mother of 19-year-old Kyron Peters, one of 2 teens shot and killed in the lower 9th Ward just one day after Christmas. Losing her son feels like a nightmare that she can't escape.
Never thought he would be dead. Never dreamed in a million years.
The other victim has been identified by family members as 19-year-old Courtney Hughes. WDSU obtained this surveillance video which shows the exact moment things took a turn for the worse. We choose not to show the entire video out of respect for the families.
The video is surfing. Everybody have the video. I never watched it. I can't watch it. But I heard the gunshots.
Police say
yeah, they sprayed the party up. I mean, what more do you need to know? You don't really have to watch the video. Obviously, the police are gonna, run through it over and over again to find all the suspects, but it's wild.
Say the 2 were killed around 12:30 when someone entered the party in the 2000 block of St. Maurice Avenue and started shooting. The last words he shared with his mother seemed like a goodbye.
And he walked out the door and he said, "Ma, I love you." I said, "I love you too." I said, "Be safe, son."
With so many questions looming after the murder of her son, Peters feels this is a sign to leave New Orleans behind.
I think I'm gonna leave. There's nothing else left here for me.
And unfortunately, it's too little too late. I wish that people would watch my videos and get out of these major cities if you want to save yourself and your family.
I'm not gonna stay and let him kill my other son. Or try to kill me. I don't have no hatred in my heart, but I want justice.
Now, we did reach out to the mother of 19-year-old Courtney Hughes. However, she was too distraught to speak, but the family did tell us that they are having a balloon release in honor of her life tomorrow at 5 p.m. And if you have any information in regarding to the shooting, you're urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. For now, reporting in New Orleans, Courtney Williams, WDSU News.
All right, Courtney, thank you. The owner of the property where the shooting took place was served a notice from the city of New Orleans today.
It actually ordered the property owner to cease short-term rental activity.
See, now they messing up the business. See, that's messed up. Now they got to shut down their business. They got to shut down their Airbnb because the Super Gremlins done shot up their unit. See? Can't have nothing nice.
Notice states the above listed property is out of compliance with the city code and the comprehensive zoning ordinance governing short-term rentals, specifically short-term rental general standards and prohibited acts of quality of life issues.
Tonight, the community stood as one to remember a 19-year-old woman who was shot and killed earlier this week in the Lower Ninth Ward. Eleanor Tabone was at the vigil and has the story.
More than 100 people gathered here in Algiers at Berman Park to remember.
Jesus Christ, look at her lashes. I mean, that's OD.
But 19-year-old Courtney Hughes, who was shot on Monday.
God takes the small things, the weak things. Me seeing Courtney was just like me seeing my daughter every day.
The 19-year-old nursing student was at a party at a short-term rental in the Lower Ninth Ward when gunfire erupted on Monday morning. Hughes and Kyron Peters were shot and killed. Another 4 were injured.
That big, beautiful smile with those beautiful braces she had and her walking across that college campus. I seen great things for Courtney.
Thursday, her community cried together for the young woman taken too soon.
Courtney is all of our kids, you know. It could have been my child.
Crime advocate.
Yeah, a beautiful young lady taken too soon.
It's a calling for leaders to stop the bloodshed.
We have to show our leaders how to become a community again. We have to show our city officials, all those people that sit up there pointing fingers and blaming everybody. It's not about what everybody ain't doing. What are we going to do?
What has to happen is that more of us have to do more. And what it looks like is being honest. There's nobody coming into this community.
No, what has to happen is y'all got to stop voting for these leftists. Y'all got to stop, you know, going for every piece of propaganda that tells you to defund the police. Y'all got to stop, you know, chastising the police for doing their jobs. You also have to stop the street code, the no snitching code, and start working with law enforcement and stop shunning people like Gunna and 6ix9ine and the whole other, you know, agents of YSL who took plea deals. You know, we have to start normalizing cleaning up the community, especially of these violent crimes, all right? You know?
Destroying it. We're destroying this community from the inside out.
Dr. Ashanta White, an educator, says parents need to be role models, not just for their kids, but all children.
That's what doing more looks like. Taking care of ourselves, for ourselves. There's no phantom Superman that's coming to save us. This is our job. This is our wrong, and it's our job to make it right.
And she's right. This is us. This is the community. She won't say this is a black issue. She'll just say this is our job, da da da. But this is happening all over the country.
Hundreds of.
Here we go. Another balloon release. Another dead turtle.
Pink balloons filling the night sky for a new angel in heaven. Courtney Hughes. Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.
Think about how many crocodiles or gators or whatever they got up there in them swamps or down there in them swamps in New Orleans are gonna swallow that mylar in those balloons. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Why hasn't Greta Thunberg said anything about about this? She over here worried about Andrew Tate.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your property.
Y'all tell me what this is.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Learning more about a shooting in the lower 9th Ward last night that ended with 2 teenagers dead and 4 hurt. The 2 victims who died were both 19. The others were either 17 or 18. Alyssa Curtis is at NOPD headquarters. Alyssa, what else do we know about this so far?
Well, Devin, police have not released much information about this shooting yet, but this shooting comes just days after beloved local comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montreal was fatally shot on.
And we covered the Boogie B story. Oh man, that was horrible, wasn't it? And he was well equipped with the street knowledge. He knew the streets like the back of his hand. He knew more street history, hood history, as he liked to call it, than anybody else, and he even was caught lacking.
In the parking lot of the Rouses over on Barone Street. Both residents and city leaders say enough of the violence. Bullets were being sprayed across the 2000 block of Maurice Avenue early Monday morning. Lionel Dixon and his wife live across the street and didn't hear anything.
It was kind of tragic, to hear that. 19 years old, 17-year-old being shot up like that, it's unconscionable.
While they didn't wake up to bullets, they did wake up with concerns. Neighbors believe the house is a short-term rental property. Dixon wants people to be more aware of those impacted.
It don't affect just one person, it affects the whole community.
They're literally blaming Airbnb. Guys, the community is I mean, they're eschewing to ruin damn near every profitable business model. Like, these little super gremlins are being used to sabotage every business model that gives the average guy a fighting chance to get above water when it comes to their bills and get ahead. I mean, and own an asset while cash flowing. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, it affects other people. Dude, what about the people who booked the space? Okay, let's put the accountability on them, not the homeowner. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's just like saying, oh well, this same thing could happen in a long-term rental. It's crazy.
And that's one of the things that we're concerned about.
NOPD has not released much information about the incident.
I mean, really, you have Section 8 houses getting shot up all the time. You don't hear, oh, well, the long-term Section 8 renters, they need to be accountable. Dude, man, it's crap, bro. It's crap. Anything to skirt accountability from these super gremlins on demon time.
Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for information. Crime Stoppers CEO Darlene Costanza calls the recent violence a disappointment.
I don't know as a citizen how you can stand silent and not say we have to be one team, one mission, and one response. And the only response is to say stop the violence and come forward and help.
This shooting comes after.
And that's where you lost the community. Come forward and help. They're gone. they're out of there. They're scattering.
After New Orleans comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montrell died by a stray bullet in Rouse's parking lot Friday. Montrell's mother is calling on leaders to create a safer community. In a statement, she said, in part, "It's past time for leaders in our city and all over to do their jobs." City Council member Oliver Thomas says he's trying to do just that.
From blight to litter to murder, we have to be as aggressive as the people who want to break the rules are. They're more aggressive than us. That can't be.
Community leaders want to see change as well. Pastors in the lower 9th Ward are working to come together to address the violence.
Not the pastors. You think these little super gremlins are listening to pastors? No. They're listening to Boosie and NBA Youngboy.
Reverend Willie Calhoun Jr. calls unnecessary.
We're going to talk about this week having a meeting to create the strategy that needs. That strategy must be inclusive of not just talking to young people, but it has to be inclusive of bringing resources to the community and with the community.
Councilman Thomas says that he spoke this morning with NOPD Interim Superintendent Michelle Woodford. He says they're both interested in creating special units to interrupt the criminal activity that is happening in New Orleans. Reporting live from NOPD headquarters, Alyssa Curtis, Eyewitness News.
The Southern University nursing student killed in a mass shooting remembered her life tonight.
And at this time, we release Courtney's spirit to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Through tears, those who knew and loved Courtney Hughes held a balloon release in Algiers, followed by a second line. The 19-year-old was one of 2 people killed early Monday morning in a shooting that happened while people gathered for a Christmas party in the lower 9th Ward. Hughes was a freshman at Southern University and graduated from Edna Carr High School. Her relatives and friends say the senseless violence in New Orleans needs to stop.
This is a signal of the community saying we got to put community back into everything. Like she said, it takes a village. We all have to support each other.
Good luck with that. We have kind of come to the conclusion that there are no solutions when it comes to this, because the community is not willing to do what we need to do to stop the violence. That's pretty much what it comes down to. They're not willing to do it. We've got all the solutions in the world. We've presented all the solutions. There are no solutions because the solutions that have been presented are not viable because the community is not willing to do them. Point blank. End of discussion. End of discussion.
LGS, the West Bank, always have been a community. Point blank. This city is a community. So we have to show our leaders how to become a community again.
The shooting that killed Courtney Hughes also claimed the life of 19-year-old Kyron Peters. 4 others were wounded. Police have not identified any suspects or a possible motive.
And continuing coverage of the mass shooting at a house party that left 2 19-year-olds, a man and a woman, dead, 4 others wounded. The NOPD has announced an arrest. The shooting happened Christmas night on St. Maurice Avenue in the 9th Ward. Under arrest is 19-year-old Elijah Williams.
So they arrested a brother named Elijah Williams, 19 years old. Super teen gremlin, as you guys can see. Should be more arrests to come. I saw multiple people shooting in that video. But it's a good step in the right direction, I guess, right?
The police have not released a photo.
I'm sure no help came from the community, but I'm definitely interested to see what this brother looks like. Okay? So I don't see why they are holding on to the photo.
And didn't say much about Williams. They did say that Crime Stoppers tips led to the arrest, and some of the tipsters will share a reward.
Okay.
There is a $5,000 reward out there available.
So we had some people, come forward. That's news. So shout out to whoever came forward and gave information to Crime Stoppers, yo. That's definitely new in the community. So kudos to them.
I can tell you that it will be split between multiple tipsters, and that's a great thing because that really shows the family that this community stepped up in a big way.
Yeah.
In fact, the NOPD is asking for more tips in this case. In the meantime, Williams faces 2 counts of second-degree murder and 4 counts of attempted second-degree murder.
Good evening, everyone, and the members of the public. My name is Captain Kevin Burns, Jr., and I'm the commander of the New Orleans Police Homicide Division. Standing behind me, I have Sergeant Daniel Hyatt and Detective Jamison Deesberg. Both are also assigned to the Homicide Division. On December 26, 2022, at about 12:38 a.m., a 911 call came from an Airbnb within the 5th District at 2031 St. Maurice Street. Our officers in the 5th District responded and arrived within minutes. Once on scene, officers discovered a total of 6 victims. 4 suffered non-life-threatening gunshot injuries, and 2 were killed in a senseless act of violence. There was a ring video circulating in social media outlets, and also there was Crime Stoppers tips that flowed in from our community.
That's awesome.
All of this information led to an identification of Mr. Elijah Williams.
Let's go.
Earlier today, our VALS, NOPD VALS, teamed up with the U.S. Marshals and made an apprehension of Mr. Williams in the New Orleans Police 6th District. Through the efforts of these great men standing behind me and the efforts of the entire homicide unit, Elijah Williams will be charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 4 counts of attempted second-degree murder. But our work is still not done. This is an ongoing investigation, and we encourage members of the public to continue to call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111, or you can contact our detective directly at the Homicide Division at 504-658-5300.
Specifically, what information are you looking for?
So, any information is helpful. No information is not helpful. So any calls, tips, no matter how large or how small you think it may be, anything will help. Anything will help us and our detectives to bring anyone responsible, anyone connected to this crime. We're going to make sure that they are brought to justice.
Are you guys providing us with a gist of what y'all think happened at this point?
Yes, at some point, but right now we just want to focus on the families. The families, we send our condolences to the families right now, and this is a day for the families that we're one step closer to closure for those families that we serve. And but we'll have those details as more information comes available.
Do you know if these were the intended targets?
So again, this is still under investigation. Some of those details we're not prepared to release at this time. All right, and I just want to turn it over to Darlene Costanza from Crime Stoppers, if you will.
I just want to echo, first off, congratulations to the Homicide Division and the detectives standing behind me. They did an unbelievable job very quickly to be able to find justice for these families. I also want to thank the number of tipsters who called in and sent us photos and Snapchat and just images that they were able to and videos that they were able to share with us.
Okay, so that's a step in the right direction. It looks like the community in New Orleans is, they're fed up, and they are providing assistance to law enforcement, which is very rare in the community. So shout out to them.
There is a $5,000 reward out there available. I can tell you that it will be split between multiple tipsters, and that's a great thing because that really shows the family that this community stepped up in a big way.
And if you're connected to the streets, I've already given you guys the business plan back in my older videos that I made early last year on how you can really profit from lending information to law enforcement. Okay?
Way to help find justice for them. So again, as our captain said, we need to make sure that we get some additional information. If there's anything else that you haven't shared with us, please send it in. And we just want to say thank you again for law enforcement, for NOPD, for what they've done. And to the families, we're with you. Thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.